Alright, my friends, welcome back to the channel. In a bit of news that I'm sure will surprise no one, we got more kits for The Sims 4. This video will be going over the Wonderland Playroom Kit, which this kit just came out alongside the Creator Kit, the Yard... Oh god, why am I drinking on name? The Yard Charm Kit. I will be doing a separate video for Yard Charm. I will be posting these both at the same time, and I will link to that one in the description if you want to check it out. But for right now, let's dive into Wonderland Playroom, shall we? Alright, so we're at the store right now. So the Sims 4 Wonderland Playroom Kit. Use fantastical decor to create a whimsical play space in the Sims 4 Wonderland Playroom Kit. This collection elevates activities, pretend tea parties, homework, and even daydreaming to imaginative new levels with furniture featuring cards, teacups, keyholes, and more flourishes fit for a fable. Key features. Oh, frab just day. This is a space where imagination can soar whether kids are playing or learning. With fanciful bookshelves, a matching desk, and a chess set, this playroom doubles as a place for kids to learn and grow. Curiouser and curiouser. Delightful stuffed rabbit, hanging top hats, and wall decor featuring dodo birds or grinning cats are just a few of the ways this kit will transport you to a world both familiar and fantastic. So for those of you who don't know, this is heavily inspired by Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, those books like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the items. All right, so here we are. We have all the items from the Wonderland Playroom Kit, and it's a good amount of stuff, but I think the first thing that jumps out to me is how big a lot of this stuff is, which I guess kind of fits the vibe with Alice in Wonderland, because I know she had to like drink the potion, shrink down, everything was huge, so I'm guessing they're trying to lean into that, but this stuff's really big in this kit. But anyway, we'll go ahead and start with the chairs. So we have Tortoise Taught Us Ottoman. This checkered shell echoes the slow and steady wisdom of the mock turtle. Just as the mock turtle shares tales of patience and peculiar lessons, this ottoman invites you to unwind and embrace the leisurely peace of relaxation. And we have a few different color options here. What I really like about this kit is that you kind of have like the lighter, like pastel looking ones, but then you also have like the darker kind of moody thing. So you can see a little more, even though it is kind of like fantastical items, you do have a little more flexibility if you want to make like a light whimsical place or like a dark moody place. So yeah. And then the next item, so this is kind of, I put these two items together. One is an actual chair. One is just a decorative item. It's the chair with a stuffy on it. So we have the Cheshire Charm chair. With curves like a cat's grin and elegance to enchant, this chair promises conversations as magical as Wonderland itself. Perfect for tea parties and pondering life's curious mysteries. And then the Dreaming Dormouse. Meet the Dreaming Dormouse, a charming little companion with a penchant for snoring through the most delightful of tea parties. This sleepy guest is ready to grace your table with its endearing presence. And they have the same color swatches for both, and the mouse is a little bit different. Quite a few different color options here. You get the lighter pastel, you get the moodier stuff, and I thought it was cute to have like an option that has like a stuffed animal on it. I wish there was a way to have like this dormouse as like a separate figure and maybe have them be able to snap to a chair, but I realized that might be asking a little too much for this game. The next item, we have the Looking Glass Lounge. The Looking Glass Lounge, a charming sofa with playful patterns and cuddly companions, offers both comfort and creativity in equal measure. So it's basically just a little love seat. It's got a few different patterns, has a few different stuffed animal variants, or I guess plush variants sitting on it. And yeah, the next item is a dining table, and this is the Dodo dining table. Introducing the Dodo dining table, a whimsical relic from an era when flightless birds ruled the roost. Crafted with eccentric elegance, its sturdy base nods to Dodo's mystical charm. Gather around this table where extinct conversations come to life. And once again, you have a few options here, including like the lighter colors, you got the darker ones, and overall it's really nice. You do have kind of similar colors throughout, like you have like the pink and green over here, you have the pink and green over here, which I think is always a nice touch because you don't always get matching stuff in this game, if you guys have not noticed. The next item is Tidy Topiary Side Table. With its charming rose topiary design, this side table inspires delightful tales of garden adventures, encouraging little ones to immerse themselves in a mystical world. And it's a side table. I didn't actually check, but I think you could probably slot stuff in here. Do we have something I can try that with? You'll put like a little Yamachan. Yeah, you can put simmies, you can put stuff inside, you can put stuff on top. So nice options there. And has a few different swatches, some of which have flowers, some of which without. So get a little flexibility there. And then next up, we have the Wondrous Workspace. This desk transforms homework time into a curious adventure. With storage that's as clever as a Cheshire cat, your kids will be grinning ear to ear as they tackle tasks and triumph over tricky math problems. So it's a desk with a kind of built-in like clock shelf thing. Like I said, some of these items are huge. I just want to compare this to like a regular desk real quick. And like the desk wise, I mean, the desk is about the same size, but this is just like an extra like tile and a half. It's like, it's big. It's big. But yeah, anyway, you get a few different colors and overall it's really nice. Then we have a chess table. So the Queen of Hearts Royal Chess Table, a fun-filled stage for strategic play. The Queen of Hearts Royal Chess Table invites curious kids to a magical game of wits. And then we also have a kids activity table, Flamingo's Fantasy Activity Table. This activity table is where creativity becomes curiouser and curiouser. With a flamingo as your side, blah blah, I can't talk. With a flamingo as your guide, dive down the rabbit hole of imagination by painting and doodling with colorful stacks. Perch atop a stack of books. This table will inspire artwork as enchanting as a journey through the looking glass. This is really cute. This is another thing where like I like the vibe. I like that it's kind of like just made it look like a bunch of books stacked on top of each other. I wish the flamingo was a separate item because I think that's really cute, and I wish this could be used as like a regular desk as well, but you know, it is what it is. And then next up here, which you know, you can't have a Wonderland inspired kit without a tea set, so we have the Mad Tea Party playset. Dive into Wonderland with the Mad Tea Party playset. Enjoy a whimsical pretend tea party with charming teacups and curious tales. No rabbit holes required, and it's in debug, but it does come with a teacup that there's a teacup that matches each color, and these are functional, so you click on each and get tea. I think a lot of the tea sets do the same thing, so yeah. Next up, another item in the gigantic but still really cool is the Curious card stack. Each card teeters in the delightful defiance of gravity, echoing the whimsy and playfulness of Wonderland. And I say big, I just want to call out, like, a lot of this stuff would not fit in a room with a small wall height, because look, this thing is already bigger than that. It's almost as big as this shelf right here. It's definitely bigger than these. It's definitely bigger than the desk. So yeah, this stuff is gigantic. Grant, you could size it down. You can also put it in bigger rooms. Like I said, I think the sizing is probably supposed to lend itself to like the fantastical nature of it, but it makes it a little less practical than it might be otherwise to use these things. Just putting that out there. But anyway, next up we have the Queen's Curio bookcase. A delightful tower of tales is a fantastical feast for the eyes, perfect for storing your Sims' most peculiar and prized literary treasures. Again, same, you know, kind of all the same color swatches. You have the lighter pastels, you have the darker ones. And then back here we have, which I think is really, it's huge, but I think this is really cool. This is the Topsy-Turvy Tea Party Lamp. The Topsy-Turvy Tea Party Lamp is a delightful stack of teacups, saucers, and charm, casting a cozy glow on your Sims' curious adventures. Ideal for those who revel in the unpredictable, this lamp lights up any room with a touch of enchantment and a hint of delightful disorder. And they all pretty much do the same light, but the shades lay with different colors, and overall I think it looks pretty cool. It looks like we actually have a light on the activity table and the card stack as well, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, anyway, going back to daylight, we have the Rabbit Hole Repository. With delightful designs that tickle the imagination, the Rabbit Hole Repository is perfect for the cozy book nook sessions where you lose track of time and maybe reality. This piece is bound to spark creativity and inspire tall tales. So this item is actually, it's located in the kids room stuff. I'm guessing you're supposed to be able to like stick the couch in there, or maybe like a bed or something. Doesn't like slot in, so I'm not sure if that would work, but it looks interesting. Nice, a lot of nice color options. Can you actually put stuff on the shelves? Because now I'm curious. Yeah, you have a few slotting spaces in there, which is kind of nice. And can you slot a bed in here? Because now I'm curious about that as well. No, so not sure if it would work, but you know, keep that in mind. What else do we have? What do we have next? We have the White Rabbit, sporting a dapper jacket and trusty pocket watch. This charming companion is never late and is ready to be your companion through the looking glass and beyond. So this is basically a Blarfy. It's a Mad Hatter style Blarfy, but it has a few different color options, a few different tones. You know, overall really nice. Yeah, this is a toy chest. This is the Griffin's Treasure Trunk. Inspired by Wonderland's curious Griffin, the delightful chest is perfect for kids to store their favorite toys and treasures. And I think that's it for all of the, oh no, I missed the, I missed a Cheshire, I missed the little cat thing. Sorry. We have a Cheshire cat statue. Let me put a Curious Cat of Cheshire. In a land where logic takes a backseat, the Curious Cat of Cheshire lounges with a grin. Add this enigmatic feline to your Sim's abode and watch as mystery and mischief unfold in delightful harmony. And we'll go through the swatches real quick. I think this is like the more traditional one that we know of when we think Cheshire Cat, at least from the Disney movies. Well, you have a few different color options, including like the pink and green we were seeing otherwise. And yeah, so now I think that's it for all like the stuff that goes on the ground. We do have some flooring and wallpaper, which I will pull up here. So Wall of Wonder, we have a few different swatches, basically a lot of like check marks. We kind of have some like Cheshire Cat, the Mad Hatter, so cards, a few different versions of that. And then we also have the Cheshire Checkers and a few different options there, kind of like wavy, kind of lend itself to like that topsy-turvy type aesthetic. So yeah, so we do have a wall. We had a floor with this. We did not have any windows, but we do have a door, which I'll show you guys. I also didn't see a roof, any trim, spandrels, columns, anything like that. This is pretty much it. But we do have, next item we have is a wall decal. These vibrant, quirky stickers invite curiosity and mischief to any room. Cards, hats, and mischievous smiles hint at wonder adventures untold. Let your walls whisper through a realm where logic takes a playful twist. And I don't know if I actually put out the swatches for these, so we'll go ahead through that real quick. Lots of cool different options here. One thing I don't like about the way they do swatches, it's hard to tell, because like you don't always assume, you see something like this, you don't assume like the different colors are going to be completely different patterns. So that's why I end up missing a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, here we have, I guess, the dodo bird, another version of the dodo bird, I guess, with Alice. Yeah, a few different variants on that. We have a little teeny door, which is really cute. A kind of like a little portal looking thing, and then we have the Cheshire Cat with the Mad Hatter. So that is really cool. Then we have the keyhole wall shelf, which is perfect for showcasing your curiosities and treasures. This shelf invites you to explore the magical tales that lie beyond its frame. So I think this is just decorative. I don't think you can actually use this as a shelf, or at least I didn't have any luck trying to click on it and doing anything, but it does have a bunch of cute options. I do like that it is like see-through, so it actually does kind of work as like a mirror or like a pass-through. But it's a few different color options, has like a dodo stuffed animal, a few different colored books, and yeah. And then we have a TV. So we got a TV with this, which is kind of neat. The Tweedle Twin Frame TV. This TV reflects the delightful eccentricity of Wonderland. With topsy-turvy frame and whimsical charm, it's portal to a realm of imagination. Tune in and let the nonsensical tales unfold. So you have a few different, this is kind of like those like picture TVs that I think are becoming more popular, but then The Sims is also starting to push them out. So if you don't use it as a TV, it looks like, at least looks like a nice little portrait. So we have like red one flowers. We have the worm guy. I forget what he's called, but I know he's a character. A few different versions of that. We have the cards. We have another thing of roses, and then we have a Mad Hatter's Radiance. And let the madness shine. Illuminate your space with this enchanting light fixture, featuring a playful cascade of top hats and fluttering cards. And again, got a bunch of cute different color options. So yeah. And then last but not least, we have a door. We have a portal to another world, and this is step through these whimsical doors and find yourself tumbling into a realm where the impossible becomes a reality and madness makes perfect sense. So even though they list this with the small wall height, it's like barely small wall height. So something to keep in mind there. But yeah, actually, yeah, so that's actually gonna probably clip into your ceiling a little bit if you try to do it. So I would recommend probably putting this on medium wall height, but technically it does work on a small. But you do have a few different cute color options, and they all have like a little symbol at the top, whether it's, you know, Cheshire Cat, just like a little fluted thing. I don't know what these are called. We have a crown, bunch of stripes, lots of really cool options. And then this one, we did actually get a styled room. So we have like this little playroom right here. So we pretty much have a little bit of everything. We have the chess set with one of the mice playing chess, which is super adorable. We have the couch, we have the bunny, and yeah, overall pretty cute. Like I said, this stuff is very big, so I can see this being kind of difficult to put in a house, at least like everything. You might put like one or two items, but I did create something with this, so let's go ahead and let's check that out. It's a little out there, but I think it looks pretty cool, so let's go. So for this build, I don't even know if you want to call this a build. I kind of played up like the fantastical thing, and I basically created a super magical looking floaty like tea party thing. So it's kind of set up in Sylvan Glade. So if you want to download this and add it to your build, I'll kind of walk you through the steps to do that. But it's kind of meant to look like a house that's kind of, you know, coming apart. Like the kind of wall pieces are floating. A lot of the stuff, the furniture's floating, but you have the door. You walk in, you have the little living room area. You can sit on the couch, watch TV. I don't know how much this stuff actually works. I'm going to put that out there too. But, you know, we have the, you know, floating walls, a couple floating tables, and yeah, I think I did use everything, but it's not the most practical thing, but I thought it looked really cute. Actually, like once upon a time back in like my Twitch streaming days, like years and years ago, I was trying to build like a Mad Hatter's tea party type thing, and this kit would have been absolutely perfect for that. So I was kind of harking back to that. I don't think I even have footage of that anymore, which is kind of a shame because I thought it was pretty cool. But oh, you know what? I also realized I think I skipped over these curtains completely. So we also got curtains, which I neglected to, which I I neglected to showcase. Let me pull that up right now. You got the Caterpillar's Canopy, which is adorned with fluttering bows and fantastical patterns. It's a perfect accent piece for magical mischief and curious adventures. Let the nonsense commence. And this comes in a bunch of the same colors we saw before, but yeah, the one little piece I forgot, maybe make sure I mentioned that. But yeah, so we have the tea party. This is a base game table that I just kind of put some of the chairs around, some of which have the Dormer mouse on it. Put the Mad Hatter at the end. To a couple tea sets. Like I said, we have the little sitting area. I did use the stained glass windows, which were part of the Lost Legacies redeem, because I absolutely love these things, and I just thought it kind of lent itself to kind of like the whimsical charm of this. So yeah, not the most practical thing ever, but it is, you know, cool little, I thought it was a cool looking little fantastical thing. I will put this up on the gallery if you want to download it. If you do want to access this though, you need to go into the cheats. So you need to do testing cheats on, and then you also have to do bb.enable free build once you're in the Sylvan Glade lot, and this will give you the option to place this lot down, but you can also place it anywhere. So yeah, but with all that said, we will put this up on the gallery, and I'm just going to call it the Sylvan Tea Party. Call it a whimsical tea party in Sylvan Glade using only base game and the Wonderland Playroom Kit. Hope you enjoy. So put that up if you want to check it out. Since it is a special lot, you can't actually change like the lot type, but I don't think that matters. So, but yeah, got the Wonderland Playroom. Overall, I do think this kit is really, really cute. And even if it's not like the most practical thing out there, I see if you wanted to add, like have like a few items for like a kid's room, or you wanted to build like a Wonderland themed like daycare, I think this would be a really cute kit for that. But yeah, no, like I said, not always most practical stuff, but if you want to have like a little bit of whimsy, add like a little cheap touch of whimsy to your world, I think it's a good way to do it. I think I've said this a few times before. Overall, I don't mind the idea of kits. I think it's a fairly inexpensive way to add little like kind of niche items into your game. Like I said, even if it's not the most practical thing, you know, you could probably at least find a use for one or two of these items in like a regular build. But yeah, with all that, thank you all for watching another video. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment what you think about this kit, what you think about the Yard Charm kit that also just came out. If there's any other builds you'd like to see me do with either one of these kits. And yeah, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, I hope you'll consider doing so. I am trying to grow this channel. You guys have been such an immense and amazing support for that so far, so thank you. But with all that, my friends, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.